Hey guys, I got a 5-minute movie review for The Fall Guy, starring Ryan Gosling and Emily Blunt. This movie is a party. This movie is a blast. This movie is a throwback to the style of action movie that we had in the 80s and the 90s. It's got a lot of one-liners. It's a meta commentary on those movies, but it's also not like it is a meta commentary, but it's having fun with it. Like it is a huge spectacle film. It's worth mentioning that it was directed by David Leitch, who was a stuntman who has transitioned into producing and directing. So he's worked in the Fast and the Furious franchise. He's worked on John Wick. He directed Deadpool 2, and he directed Bullet Train, which was one of my favorite movies of 2022. When I watched Bullet Train a couple of years ago, I was like, oh, this is the kind of movie that made me love movies back in the 90s. So it's almost a throwback, but it's not a throwback because it's right now. It's very modern, it's very current, but it's rooted in something that we don't really get a lot of anymore. I kind of feel like this movie was conceived by David Leitch just to homage Hollywood stuntmen. It's not just Hollywood, movie stuntmen. A lot of this movie takes place in Australia, and that's interesting because the movie that I associate the most, like the practical stunts, I mean, there's some visual effects in this movie for sure, but there's also a lot of real practical car crashes, car explosions, car rolls, falls, jumps, falls, like high falls. There's a jump that's one of the most impressive car jumps I've seen in a long time. It reminds me of Mad Max Fury Road, just in the sense of all the stunts. And so, there's an Australian connection. Australia being the home to some amazingly crazy stuntmen who put their lives and their bodies on the line for entertainment, right? The movie's a blast. The movie is a lot of fun. It is wall-to-wall rock and roll, Kiss. So much Kiss music in this movie, AC/DC, The Darkness. It has so much fun with that like testosterone thing, but it's updated. It feels fresh. It feels of now. Listen, I don't think the movie's perfect or anything. It's not like I don't want to praise it so much that like it's too long for me. It's over 2 hours. This movie should be an hour 40, hour 45, something like that. It's a little bit too long. It is so meta, but you know what? We are meta. This is a movie for right now. This is a movie that knows the society that we're living in, where we are so steeped in just all culture all the time, in the information age where we all have computers in our pockets and in our hands all the time. I think maybe this is the direction some of this stuff has to go. But I just think that a lot of it works. A lot more of it works than what doesn't work. Listen, we're a movie crowd. If you're watching this channel, we love movies. This movie is constantly quoting movies. It's constantly referencing things. If you like Miami Vice, both the movie version and the TV series, oh my goodness, there's like a thing for you in this movie because it's got this huge Miami Vice like tip of the cap. It's not an Easter egg. It's just like, thank you, Miami Vice. I love you. It's incredible how much it's just like reverentially, like it's just in love with the culture the cinema culture that we love so much, but not like stuffy, Oscar caliber stuff, but fun movies. And in an era that's, we've all got franchise fatigue. We've all got this superhero fatigue. This is another IP movie. I'm sorry to report. Like, I think a lot of people know this The Fall Guy was a 1980s TV series with Lee Majors as a stuntman, who I've always had a special connection. Like, I was named after Lee Majors. Heath, he played a character on Big Valley, the Big Valley TV series called Heath Barkley, and I was named after that character. So I've always felt like this, like I've just followed Lee Majors. And so the $6 Million Man and The Fall Guy, it is IP, but it bears so little connective tissue to the classic TV series. If it's almost a different thing. Yeah, it's got a cool truck in it, like Lee Majors drove, and yes, it's about stuntmen, and yes, it's about solving a crime. So that's that. I guess in some ways it kind of reminds me of the A-Team movie, which was based on this TV series that I love, but the A-Team movie feels nothing like the A-Team TV series to me. I think that's the same thing here. I had so much fun with this movie. It doesn't feel remotely like the Fall Guy TV series. And for anybody under 40, they don't care. They don't even know what I'm talking about. They're like, this old guy's talking about a TV series from way before I was born. It was a really cool series. I think maybe it's unfortunate that because that series was a 20th Century Fox show that's now owned by Disney. And this is a Universal movie. The Fall Guy TV series has basically been wiped out of existence. It's almost like it never happened. Hopefully that changes over time. But this is a movie that deserves to be seen on the big screen. I'm sad when I think about how many people are going to watch this movie at home while they're scrolling Instagram on their phone and not watching the incredible spectacle on the screen. It's crazy, right? I mean, I know my people. We are physical media people. They're going to be people who are like, I would rather blind buy it for $30 on 4K or Blu-ray than spend $10 to go see this in the movie theater. I mean, go see it in the movie theater. See it with other people. It deserves to be seen on the big screen. This is a throwback to a different kind of action movie. It's an action movie. It's a comedy. It's a romance. And again, it's got flaws, but it's a lot of fun. And I think that, listen, right now, it is in the top 5 for me for the year for sure. Now, we still have a long way to go. But this movie just made me happy. When I left, I was smiling. I was talking to the other people in the theater as we were leaving. They were like, did you like it? I was like, I did. It didn't feel like the old TV show, but I still liked it. And then this guy was like, I could never do those stunts. Those stunts were amazing. I don't remember a movie with so many stunts in it. So that's the experience that I had watching this movie at the theater, and it was pretty great. So I recommend The Fall Guy. If you've seen it, let's continue the conversation in the comments below. Make sure you're subscribed. Make sure you're giving thumbs up to this video and continue that conversation. So guys, thank you so much. I appreciate you. Take care. Until next time, I will catch you later.